Hi, and welcome to this edition of Behind the Scenes for our film production class. This was for all the students who weren't able to be on set for the shoot and get credit. Those of you who weren't able to be there, in order to get credit, you need to watch this video and comment on it in the discussion and explain what you learned, answer any questions I might pose to you, but you have to tell me 3 things that you learned, thought were cool, were interested, never knew before. I'm Tim. I'm going to be talking over the shoot. I wasn't there on location for the first day, was there on the second day. I think we have a little tiny bit of behind the scenes, but this behind the scenes comes from Friday, which was the first day, which was on location at Gavlin and at Grant's house. So let's take a look at how it's going. 3, 2, 1, go.
Things like that. So it's not cheap, but yes. So don't waste it because it's $25-$30 a roll.
Grant's talking about $25 a roll. He's talking about the black gaff tape, which is what he was ripping off. It looks like a duct tape roll, but it's actually black gaff tape. And gaff tape stands for gaffer's tape. The gaff tape is extremely expensive, but also extremely useful on a film set. It's actually the best tape you'll ever use because it's very strong, it's very easy to rip, and also it doesn't leave a residue. Unlike duct tape, when you put it on there, it gets really sticky and can mess up your equipment. Gaff tape leaves no residue. It's actually extremely good. Looking at the shot, we can see the red camera right there with Jonathan, who's the DP, Director of Photography. They're going to be running it. They're setting it up. We can also see right there is the boom microphone, and the boom microphone is a microphone that's on the boom pole. And actually, the microphone that's on the boom pole is called a shotgun microphone. And it's called a shotgun microphone because it's an extremely directional microphone that you point in a direction and it'll does it like its sound pattern is kind of like a blast radius of a shotgun, narrow, and the farther away you get, the less effective it is, just like a shotgun blast. So there you go, a shotgun microphone on the boom pole. We're gonna have the audio operator. You can see we shot on location. And on location means actually somewhere. We're not in the TV studio. We're not using a set. Our location is, of course, one of the nursing learning rooms on Gavlin, and we're simulating a doctor's office. You can see this is the F8, which is what we use to record multiple channels of audio. They're testing a lavalier microphone right now. The lav mic is a body mic that you put on to your actor. Right now, Grant is checking out his wife Diana's mic pack, which is clipped onto her belt loop. We can see right there, checking to see if it's plugged in. This is good behind the scenes because we're seeing how many people were on set in the crew, and this allows us to see how many people are on a set of a film set. Our audio operator will be monitoring the audio, running the F8. The audio operator will not be holding the microphones, but there will be a boom mic operator who holds the boom, and the boom has to point it at whoever's talking in order to record. We can see now set.
You have the dry erase pen.
Grant is holding what's called the slate right now, and the slate is the marker. The marker actually helps us sync the scenes. I'm sure you've all seen it on movies. They'll say scene 1, take 1, and then do the clap. It's also called a clapper. But the slate helps us not only mark the scene, a visual representation of what scene it is, so we know an editing process, but also it helps us sync everything because we're recording multiple files. Not only are we recording the video file on the camera, we're recording audio file on a separate channel, and those two we need to sync in the video process.
Oh, it's the ocean.
You just got to choose it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I
Wu-Tang World Tour 2023.
Not that I would know anything about that.
Last time we used the HDMI.
That changed. That is wild.
It's on HDMI already.
All right, we can see Geronimo and Grant right there. They're setting up what's the monitor, and the monitor is a tiny little video monitor that lets us watch what the camera is seeing. This is good because that means our director doesn't have to stand right next to the camera. We can see that on location, space can be an issue. This is actually a really big open space, but you don't want to all be cramped in there, especially when the camera operator and the actors are all going to be in there. This allows someone else to be back there checking our monitor, making sure everything's in focus, making sure the actors are giving the right performances that we want.
Go ahead.
Okay, right there, Diana just picked up the script, which we can see they're practicing their lines, getting ready for the scene. Jason's the director there in the blue, so he's working with the actors. The director's primary duty on set is to work with the actors. Assistant director is going to help keep everyone on pace and make sure everything's moving, but the director's main job is to watch the performances on set and make sure that the actors are giving them what they want.
So now this is talking about.
You can see, it takes a lot of setup to get a film production done. There's a lot of hurry up and waiting type of situations. Oh, look, we can see into the monitor. We're seeing what the camera is seeing right there.
So this is what the camera sees.
Yep. Geronimo confirms this is what the camera sees. Braulio here has the slate, and you can see the slate marks. We'll see once it starts going. They're going. The top comes up and goes down and makes a really loud noise, and the loud noise is a audio indicator of a sync point between two recorded files. Now we need to synchronize our files because of human nature. We can't hit record at the exact same moment on both devices, no matter what. When you go to sync everything, the two files, of course, won't be equal. One will be maybe 1 second. One can even be 2 minutes longer. It just depends when the director, when the AC or the director asks you to record. You hit record, and then they wait and make sure everyone's recording, and then call action. Our boom operator is going to has to be near set to know where to point the mic and be out of frame. We have to hide the microphones, of course. Boom operator is
Camera ready?
Okay, camera ready means, hey, is it ready to roll?
Are you okay? Here we go. We're gonna get a roll on our first take. I'm gonna be the AD until Sophie gets here.
AD means
so
assistant
quiet on set.
director.
Let's roll audio. Roll camera.
Speed. Scene one, take one.
There you go. You just heard the sync point, the clap. We're not only visually seeing the clap, but we're hearing it.
Wait, Diana. This is for camera. He'll tell.
I'll do you. Thank you. And action. Yeah. Wait. Hold on.
No.
For Jonathan. So I'll say cue. So action. So Jonathan, you'll be pulling out, and then look to your left, Jonathan.
All right, we're seeing a lot going on. The director's not only cueing they're cueing a camera movement, and when they say action, they want the camera to move, and then they're going to cue the actor to come in. So action just doesn't mean go right away. You have to plan all this camera movement out, and then action movement. We heard the people say speed, and speed means I am confirming I hit record on the device. So if you're the audio operator and they say audio, you say speed right after you hit record. And then they say camera, and the camera operator will say speed or rolling, and that means that we're recording. Now we see Sophie's there. Sophie's has the pigtails right there, and or ponytail or whatever. I'm not a hair person, but the AD is in charge of actually making sure everything's running, and the director is the one who calls action.
Can everyone please put your phone on silent or turn them off?
Very important to put your phone in silent. I think we all agree. Especially you don't want to blow a take and it be you. And
All right, let's roll audio, please.
Speed.
Roll camera.
Speed.
you can see our boom mic
Take two.
through the crack in there, but it's got to be out of frame.
Focus.
The boom mic operator is pointing the microphone in the direction of where the actors will be. You can notice Geronimo's top knot right there.
Cut.
Action. Hand. Cue. Cut. Just do one more.
Is that okay? So, your audio.
So I always do multiple takes of a scene. It's never just the first time. You always want at least one for safety. Okay, we're learning how to use the audio. F8 right now. It's a Zoom
You guys ready?
recorder.
Start on set, please.
So this is mixing.
Roll audio.
Speed.
Roll camera.
Speed. C5-2-way, take one, soft stick.
See the boom operator moved over. You can see
Cut.
taking photos from behind the scenes. And you can notice the audio operator is always wearing the headset. They're hearing all the microphones. They can actually change the levels of the microphones, but really you're listening to make sure, oh, hey, it's the audio operator's job to be at the end of the take, to be like, hey, that was scratchy or bad, or hey, this microphone needs a battery. Can we do something that's a bad take? Because you don't want to record it and then get back to your edit bay and realize, oh, the audio is all bad.
Cutting. Cutting.
Got what you need?
What did you say, cue?
As she's like walking into the room.
Oh, that was when the
Yeah.
take that we took before, right? So is that because you're gonna?
I could cut it between.
Got need? And now is dialogue versus.
Yeah.
What's the slate change? Number change.
That would be two now.
Splice it.
Even here, when you see the slate, you'll see the Bible all the way.
You can, if you want to, you can film through here.
Oh, Grant's giving some behind the scenes advice. We're gonna get a cool different shot here.
5-2.
Oh, look, we get a different angle,
During the take, so that
and we can see that where the lens is pointed, so we know as long as you can see where the lens is pointed, you know it's not in your direction. You're probably good. Of course, the lens can change. We'll see a lens change or at some point, but depending on the lens depends on how wide your angle is. Lens length really affects if you're zoomed in or zoomed out. Now these are all tend to be prime lenses. Prime lenses mean that the lens on the camera doesn't you can't zoom in and out, right? Like we all have our iPhones, right? And we've all used the pinch feature where you zoom in and zoom out. Well, what happens when you zoom in and zoom out? Well, your iPhone actually isn't a zoom lens either. It's a fixed lens, and when you zoom in, you're actually just digitally zooming in. And what does that mean? That means that like instead of like getting a crisp, clean, full resolution shot or picture, when you zoom in, and I'm sure we've all zoomed in to the point where everything just gets blurry, and you're like, oh, this doesn't look as crisp as most of my photos. Well, that's because you're just basically taking a portion of the image instead of getting a full framed, full resolution picture. Well, that's true. I say that because our iPhones have a fixed lens. A zoom lens, actually, you can change the composition of the shot by zooming in and zooming out. I'm sure we've all maybe used a camera that's like that, but I'm telling you right now that the Red camera works with prime lenses. The problem with zoom lenses, why don't we use zoom lenses? Well, I mean, we can use zoom lenses, and they can change our focus. It can give you a variety of distances, and they're perfectly fine. It's just some, based off of all lenses are different expenses and different glass, and the really good ones tend to be prime and give you pristine images. Just know that like most of this equipment is Grant's personal equipment, and it's all really expensive. A lens alone could be a couple $1,000s, and that's just a portion of that Red camera right there. Everything that's attached to that camera is thousands of dollars, including the camera itself. Here's our marker.
5-2, take 1, mark.
So be careful with the equipment is my point. We saw the marker. There's the two actors. We can see Jonathan's hand right there is on what's called the follow focus. This allows him to focus. It's basically a focus assist, and he's focusing the lens so that everything is in focus.
And what is it?
Well, there's no easy way to say this, but you have stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Stage 4 Hopkins lymphoma. That's not good.
What's this?
Well, you may not want to hear this, but you might want to consider ending your pregnancy in order to fight this.
When our actors have to cry, everyone on set should be respectful around them and let them go through their process. They're doing their own thing, just like the crew is working to get this as good as possible. We can see that this must be Sierra's close-up or MCU, because it's pointed in her direction. Diana, the other actor, the doctor in the back, isn't on camera, and of course they'll change the angle so that we can see. We got crying scene. We got cut, obviously.
I'm not sure if we're doing that or are we doing that. So that's why I'm like, where do I put that? I kind of reworded it.
They're deciding whether or not to take another take. Now, it's the director's job to go tell the actors and give some direction on, hey, can you do it a little more, a little faster, a little quicker, a little less? I mean, all those different notes.
They're busy, ask someone else. And if not, if we printed out the shot list, just grab one and try to look and see what it is. Usually they might give you one. It's like, come on, let's do that.
Jonathan's working with the ACs to talk about what you're supposed to do if you're running slate.
Good job. That was perfect. So you just have to get a little bit lower.
great job. It was perfect, but now he's gonna give the note to the camera operator maybe, or there's a lot of things to view. Okay, what they're working right now is the tripod. The tripod, of course, is this also nicknamed Sticks. And in fact, this is going to be our extra credit question. If you message me and say, hey, another name for a tripod is Sticks, I'll give you 20 points extra credit. This is for anybody watching this. Just message me on Canvas and say, hey, Tim, tripods are also known as sticks, and what a tripod is a valuable piece of equipment, and it lets you put your camera on it. It's going to keep your camera up high or low. You can adjust the legs of the tripod, and what they're doing right now, see where Jonathan's hand is underneath, he's actually using the head release, he is balancing the head, which is making it level. There's actually a level bubble on the back, and you can loosen the head, and it allows you to basically tilt the actual physical head of the tripod. This means that you don't have to make the legs equal. You can make one leg taller than the other if you want, or it's really hard to balance a tripod if the legs are not exactly perfect. And so good tripods will allow you to balance the head, which means make it level, because you don't want your shots to be crooked, unless you do, but that's another whole intention. Most shots we're going to make sure are level so that they look good.
I think if we could have cancer in the line specifically,
Okay.
we could
Yeah.
let people know.
For the audience, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Again, if you want that extra credit, you have to message me in Canvas and tell me whatever I told you to ask already. And if you're just skipping through, you have to go back and check it out. Ha ha ha.
Anytime you look directly at the camera, your face is looking directly at me, and I don't know.
Actually, shoot,
Your frame line.
Take, so you take one.
take one.
When I do this,
No, we're not. I like when you're
figure out
flat.
if this is where I'm trying to go. I'm gonna say to Jonathan, am I in? He'll say yes, yes, yes. So now I know that that's the spot. And if I go up a little bit, there it is. So I can. So we're trying to get it as close as we can, so we can hear all the sniffles and everything.
That they have the power. They're going to do a hot swap right now.
And whichever one.
I'm doing my best.
You don't want to lose the sync, the time code, and if you do turn off the camera, you have to re-jam everything, which is just a timely process. This is easy. Basically, we're going to plug the camera into a direct power source, which is a wall socket. We're going to plug in the power right there. Jonathan's showing our AC Braulio where to plug it in. As soon as it's plugged in, look, the green light turns on. We know it's got power. All right, now we can take the battery off. And if everything is correct, we can see the monitor is going to stay on. They're showing the buttons you have to do. Push up. All right. We can see that the monitor's still going.
We're done, right?
All right, now they're taking the next battery. You're holding. You don't want those Anton Bauer batteries to go under 30%, because the worst thing you could do is be recording and it depower in the middle of a shot. That's what the big concern is. So, and then we're going to put it back on the charger, because we always want to be charging our batteries so that we have power. Nothing's worse than being on set and realizing, oh, none of the batteries are charged. Well, you can run off of AC if you do have AC, but it's going to be an issue.
So, let me just get this guy out. Hold this, do not plug it in.
Oh, you have power out?
Yes.
You have power right here.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna put it
Okay, so
go down here.
you see
Same
power?
thing.
Don't push, just spin it until it's
I can't find it.
You cannot
Don't
let
force
good.
it.
You can see the light turns on. Now you can
Now we can take it off.
take it out. There's the clip.
It's on the side right here.
Oh, okay. It's just
Press
one?
it.
Press it, and then
Press it.
battery
Slide it
will
out.
come.
Got it. And then I'm gonna pass it to you.
Mhm.
And then you have to say,
Got
say
it.
got it.
Got it?
And then I'll let
He
go.
cannot let go until you
And
say
then I'm
got
gonna
it.
grab it from you, and then do not let go
You
till
can see
I
our
say go.
actors have a
So I
lot
say
of
got
time
it,
just to
let
stand
go.
around
Good.
and wait for the next setup,
Right back on.
kind of move the
Here's
cameras.
And yep, we're good.
So now you pull the sleeve.
When we
so-
are actually moving the camera on the tripod, it's called the camera's flying, and that means we're physically moving
Got it.
where the camera's location. You want to let people know where, because you don't want to interfere or trip. It's also heavy, so to save our camera operators.
Here, see how it moves a little bit?
Yeah.
So you just want to get that. You want it to move out, and then you pull.
And then take these back in the spot.
So,
Um,
I believe all these things were established because of trial and error, right?
Yeah.
Fix this.
Because of the mistakes. Yeah.
And, roll audio?
Wait, speed.
We're not doing it right now, are we?
All right.
Diana.
3, 2,
Yeah,
1,
keep
go.
standing,
Yeah.
and then give your lines, and then you go sit down, please.
Okay, still pulling the
Yes.
chair
Yes.
over, okay.
Roll camera?
All right, maybe that didn't work.
C5-4, take one, mark. C5-4, take one, mark.
Somehow the audio.
Cable can come out.
In reflection,
Got it.
From me?
I believe so. No, here you go.
C5-4, take one, mark.
We see you in the reflection on the TV. The TV, so if you.
Isn't that gonna, aren't you gonna? Is that
That,
better?
yeah, I'm looking for that. Could you go a little bit lower, Brent? There you go, okay. Okay, ready?
Reflection, so of course reflecting surfaces are always something that we need to be concerned about. And you're just got, you know, a lot of the job is looking into the monitor, making sure everything is how you want it. And you want to, you know, keep the suspension of disbelief is a term that we'll say.
It's stage 4.
And suspension of disbelief is actually it's like a compact between the filmmaker and the viewer. You know, we ultimately know when we're watching a movie that it's not real, but the goal is to get so engrossed that we can fall into the world of the movie and accept it, that hey, this is the reality in the world. And of course there's things that break our suspension of disbelief in a movie. When you see a crew member, when you see a mistake, those are all things that can break your suspension of disbelief, which takes you out of the story and makes your story less effective. So we go out of our way to be as perfect as possible. But yeah, like a reflection of a camera person or a reflection of a light is going to be something that will break our suspension of disbelief.
So we can have the actors out. Yeah, correct. Take your done.
No.
Oh, Sierra, I'm so depressed now.
No, you're done. So, audio team needs to, take the lavaliers off them and power down.
Just wanted to
Daniel,
set it up right there.
supervise that since you are the expert. This is handheld.
Oh, and they're wrapping. Diana is done. Oh, good job. Diana's done. They're moving on. You clap for when the actor is done.
I thought you needed.
One of the things she looked at was the light, she looked, you know,
Cabinets and
Just look at the cabinet.
Yeah, we're gonna go over here.
I'm the pregnant one.
You and become pregnant.
I have bad news, Jonathan. You're not really pregnant. You have gas.
You've been diagnosed as radicals.
You can see they're moving the lights and everything, getting ready for the next shot.
So why do they do hand shots? What do they call these? Point of view shots?
Yeah, point of view.
Why do they do these kind of shots?
It's just to see what the actors see. So if someone's like looking out a window,
Oh,
point of view.
their point of view. Okay. In case you're going to use it, you might not use it.
Yeah, you might not use it,
But just in case.
just in case.
Looks like they're probably shooting a POV, which is point of view of Sierra. So
Let's.
What did you want?
Just comes out. I'm improv actor. Just can't help it. Jump out.
I believe they're joking about not having the stethoscope on. I don't think they're going to refilm everything just because of that.
It's kind of like, what's my line anyway? It's kind of like that. And then there's like 5 actors all over the place. And it's all
For like 3 seconds.
And you can see the director's working with the director of photography to decide on these shots. Director's job is to give notes on every single vision.
we have a show. It's going to go live on YouTube.
What are your ideas?
Because I don't know if I'm going to make an ass of myself or not. I have no idea what I'm going to do. Because we don't know ahead of time. We don't know what he's just going to do this random stuff.
Yeah.
It's only yeah. And then we have to like all act on it, right?
I feel like there's like more laundry. Yeah, like that. You'll be swole after this. Might have to go up a little bit more for this next one right here. Just be able to look at everything.
That would give you an opportunity just to be able to get the light a little bit closer.
Still thinking about the light.
I'm
just thinking we're looking directly at it.
yeah.
Just give me a direction where you want me to look.
Yeah. Okay. Let's just do.
You can see them determining what to do.
Yeah, it's MLS.
It's almost, you can just tell me where to look.
Okay.
Not bad. And then we can, if it's all just individual shots, we get it in all one long shot. I think that's easier. So we're not cutting.
Yeah.
It's like, put it right. Like, yeah, right there.
MOS. They just said the term MOS, which means we're not recording audio at this time. MOS stands for Meet Out Sound, which is a term that was developed by a German filmmaker, and it means without sound. MOS. Meet Out Sound. Okay. Yep. Jonathan just showed Braulio how to do an MOS slate. You don't do a marker because you don't need to do the clap, and you put your hands in between. That signifies, hey, I'm not going to clap, because obviously you're not going to slam the thing on your own fingers. You can see, get some of these cutaways. Maybe it's usable, maybe it's not. It's better to have than not. Obviously, they can talk because they're not recording audio, so Jason could just shout out like, "Hey, turn, pan left, pan right," and they're going to determine whether or not they like these shots.
Still rolling?
Yeah, we're still rolling. You like it?
This is MOS.
Okay, so, everyone, listen up. Did you already do the MOS?
Still rolling. They're asking, are we still recording?
About MOS?
As long as you're recording, rolling or recording. Now, here's the thing to know. Red files, which are the name of the files of the camera, are extremely large. You're shooting in 6K, 8K, depending on your settings. And that's a lot of space. So you just don't want to like continually be rolling because you're just going to be eating up hard drive space. And those of you who are in my editing class know that we gave you one small 2-3 minute movie, and it's about 300 gigs worth of files. Grant, of course, is teaching. Sets are great because it's a learning environment for Gav. I really do want to say that if you are able to be on set, even just once this semester, you're going to learn way more than watching these BTSs, just because there's something about being there. Look, they're all making the legs of the tripod higher. Sophie's running to go help them because, it is a team effort. We can see the boom pole without the microphone on it is just a pole at this point. And you can see the amount of people on set. You can be as involved or as uninvolved as possible. It's just a good learning environment. Obviously, the more experienced students have the higher ranking jobs, and which then do have more responsibility, but it looks like they're all kind of like taking apart the equipment that they don't need to use with the intention of moving to the next location.
We're gonna tail slate it. I don't know. We're gonna tail slate.
But we can see our actors aren't even here, so maybe they're eating or taking a break or
Show them how it's, yeah. All of you are gonna have to master the over-under technique for, wrapping cables. It is really important that there are no kinks in them. XLR cables are delicate and expensive. I always lock them together, and then with the XLR, there's always a separate
tail slate. So a tail slate is if you forget to slate it at the beginning of a shot and you want to still slate, you always want to slate. Jonathan's talking about how to do a tail slate. Basically, tail slate is you hold the slate upside down. Oh, and Grant's showing the proper way to coil a cable, and it's a total method. If you're coiling it, it's important. There's no kinks. There is a proper method. You have to be on set to learn it. It's an over-under method, and it really is. If you want to be on a professional film set and you don't know how to properly coil a cable, that's the number one indicator that they're gonna tell that you're an amateur or you don't have the experience. And yeah.
That's the cheerleader stance over here, like that. Cheerleader.
Yeah, we're kind of high up. Higher up, higher up. Right there.
I see it very much, I've always been the actor, not on this side, and I see it very much like a bunch of doctors, because there's a lot of.
Grant's talking about proper boom mic procedure. Yeah, you want to rest and then hold it over your head. If you're holding the boom over your head, you want to be in a good position. Boom mic operator is going to be one of the more physically demanding jobs, probably. Just depending, sometimes you have to hold it in or out of frame, and you could be for 2 minutes, and you don't want to blow a take because your microphone comes in the frame. Everything else works great.
Bring tool equipment out to our next location.
We're gonna bring it to the TV studio, and then I'm gonna drive my truck down.
We're wrapped here. That means we're done in this location. So let's take the equipment apart and move to the next location.
2435. Old layout.
Old layout.
Oh, layout.
You can hear the procedure where everyone's going to help take apart the equipment, and then they're going to move to the next location, which is Grant's house. I'm sure we have some BTS of that coming up. Oh, look, we're at Grant's house now. We're going to shoot a lot there, but you can see that the one shot we're going to get here, I think, is in the laundry room. You can see, look, they're re-jamming the time code.
Excuse me?
Of the slate. You actually have to connect it. Okay.
It's hard to like.
All right. There.
Like a tight space.
They're making sure that it matches the time code. There's always constant running time code on the camera. All right. And they actually plugged it in so they would sync the time code.
What if we get a little bit lower on the camera? Yeah. You could have like, don't hit your head, dude.
Right against the puppy.
Okay, that's perfect. Sierra, could we have your final mark? You don't have to open it or anything like that.
Oh my god. Stand there and be pregnant.
All right, are we ready,
I think
guys?
it's
A little
good.
bit lower, which means we have to physically move the camera down.
Yeah, kind of where she stands.
Sierra, could we have your final mark? You don't have to open it or anything.
Final mark. The final mark means the mark is where are you going to be. Sierra's wearing a pregnant bodysuit, as we can see.
Can you roll audio, please?
Go more in.
If you don't know the script,
camera?
she's she's got cancer and is pregnant.
Scene 4-1, take 1, mark.
Her character, of course.
Set.
Action.
Can you roll audio, please? Roll camera.
Speed. Scene 4-1, take 1, mark.
She's going to her first mark, and her final mark is where she's going to end up being.
Set.
Okay. Let's just do one more. Too similar.
Oh no, I think she might be going into labor.
We don't need to do it, but it's just practice.
In the middle of this scene?
Sick.
How is that possible?
Alright.
Do I grab the case?
Acting.
Cable battery.
John Hot Swap.
Yep. Good old hot swap.
Sophie,
That's
the
what I'm
AD,
famous
is
for. That's
giving
what they call me, Johnny Hot Swap.
some notes to the director, offering some advice. On a film set, maybe you wouldn't do this, but we are a learning environment, and it'd be good. Okay, we can see another angle of Grant's area. They're doing another hot swap.
Grant says we're done.
We're done. It's just practice.
There's Sammy the cat.
Yeah, we're just practicing. We're just forcing you to practice, that's it.
There you go.
So you just spin this. So you
There's Sammy the cat.
Forcing him to practice.
I'm gonna break down this way.
You're already gonna practice doing a hot swap, and then you're gonna break down. That's what's gonna happen. Alright, sit. What's step one?
Don't film. What's step one?
Step one.
Look, and Jason showing how
Plug
you
in
attach the
Yes.
head of the boom
There's boom right there. Look at it in there.
mic holder. That's the boom microphone holder, which has the shotgun microphone in it. We're attaching it to our boom pole, or they're taking it off, I guess.
She looks like you. Do we have to say bye? Look at the belly button.
She has your pale complexion.
We're practicing learning how to use hot swap.
Green. 6, 6. All right.
See, it's not
battery.
Battery.
Now,
But this is 4.
take it off.
Uh-huh.
Take this.
Got it.
Got it.
What?
Oh, there's the pregnant pad.
We're good. Yay. Okay, now we powered it. And then
It's like
see, I'm gonna have you power it down.
Okay.
Very good.
That one put that.
All right. How do you power it down? Not the buttons.
Well, yeah, you go
Alright.
to the menu. And then power.
Yeah.
They're practicing the hot swap, making sure everyone knows how to do it. It's really important.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You have to be sure. You can't ask questions.
Well, this is my first time.
Okay, we're almost done with our BTS. Again, if you want credit, you have to comment at least 3 things that you learned. And hopefully you can join us next time. We're learning how to shut
I'm
down the
making this harder
camera.
for you. I'm sorry.
I made it harder for you.
Yep, well, always good to ask questions.
Grant formatted the card.
Hey, it's Renan.
He looked over here.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Sam.
Grant, I'm joking. I swear.
Never say that out loud. Never say those words out loud.
No. I said Grant had formatted the card and then you.
And we told him to
I'm
shut
joking.
up.
I swear. I'm joking.
Not funny, just goes in.
It's not funny because it's happened before.
It has happened before.
It's too much trauma on that sentence.
That's a joke. Formatting card means you delete everything, and you absolutely no one formats the card except for Grant.
I don't know what shot this is.
It's shot 2, take 1.
Shot 2, take 1, Mark.
Action.
All right, this is the 3rd location from the next day. You can see there we're actually at Sunset Beach, and we're filming. Don't have the slate on the beach, just less equipment. Sand is really bad.
Hi, guys.
Okay, cut. Good.
You can see now we're working with the little girl and the dad. That's Cameron and Everly. And that's gonna...
Hi, guys.
Okay, cut. Good.
And that's it. All right, see you next time.